It's absolutely incredible to think that it was created in such a short time, because there was such wonderful empathy between the actors. It really appeared as if they'd been rehearsing and in production for a much, much longer time. A very worthy film, and I think the message was incredible also.
That was, I thought, a most extraordinary film. It was both directed and acted very well. Like the majority of other people, I didn't know very much about OCD, and I learned about it through this film.
Yeah, it was amazing. Very deep, very sensitive handling of complex issues, and very engrossing.
Yeah, it was very, very real, and I think that's one of the thing that caught me the most with it. It was so real, and then it was captured really beautifully on the camera as well.
It was overall, it was. I could really see Paula, for example. I could really see her. It seemed to me as if she was tapping into her own real experiences, because her emotion was very real. I really believed it, and and also what I liked was the serenity of Oliver. Because there was all sorts of tension with Chelsea and with Paula, but then he would have this lovely kind of smile. That smile. He was completely oblivious to what was going on, and it kind of lightened the heaviness of the atmosphere in the house, which I really liked, except for his crisis moment when he had his panic, and that was just so beautifully done.
A worthwhile movie. I've always wondered what would happen if a continental director was let loose with an Irish cast and crew. I suppose the two things that struck me most was, in the first place, the disconnect between the generations. There was 3 generations in the movie. The second thing then was that with an increasingly elderly population here in Ireland, that whole idea of care for the elderly was very front and centre to the movie, and I think that's an increasingly important issue here in Ireland, where there's an increasingly elderly population.
I think Saol, it's something that everyone should watch from the filmmaking point of view, because this is raw. It's a raw film. It's the base of filmmaking. It's improvisation. It's working at no limit. So I think this film has a lot of interesting point, for any audience, that they want to see. Okay, how can you do a film in that extreme? How are the performance? How did he work with the cast and with the crew? So there is a lot of things that I'll be very, very interested to find out watching the film.
It was made in 14 hours. Well, that's very impressive. Yeah. And it worked very well.
I would highly recommend it. As I would almost say, it was essential viewing.
I would say to people, go and see it. It touches on a subject that we're not hugely aware of.
Oh, absolutely. I hope it has a really wide audience, especially in Ireland, because the setting was fantastic. The Dublin scenes were extremely interesting, and it's well worth going to see.